Welcome back to Gear Up Bike, the place where riders come to get the most in-depth look at the machines that keep the open road exciting. Today we're diving deep into a motorcycle that's built a cult following over the years and returns for 2025 with subtle updates and that unmistakable laid-back charm, the Bajaj Avenger 220. From the first glance you can tell Bajaj wanted to stay true to the cruiser DNA that made the Avenger such a long-time favorite, while refining the details to meet modern expectations of comfort, technology, and performance. Imagine yourself standing in front of the bike as I walk you through every inch of it, from the front fascia to the engine heartbeat and the ride experience that keeps this model alive in the hearts of urban commuters and long-distance tourers alike. Starting at the very front, the Avenger 220 greets you with a round LED projector headlamp that feels retro and futuristic at the same time. Bajaj has given the lamp a crisp white beam for stronger night visibility, framed by a subtle chrome bezel that glints when sunlight hits it. The small fly screen above the headlight is slightly taller this year, offering just a bit more wind deflection for highway runs without ruining the clean cruiser profile. The front fender hugs the tire more tightly, painted to match the body color whether you choose the ocean blue, midnight black, or the new burnished copper finish that's unique to 2025. Thick telescopic front forks with rubber gaiters not only absorb bumps but add to the rugged classic look. Sitting behind the bars, the handlebar sweep remains wide and relaxed, encouraging an open chest riding stance, while the grips feel cushier and the switches get a more premium tactile click. Move to the side and the silhouette is pure cruiser poetry. The teardrop fuel tank holds 13 liters and carries a fresh set of decals with subtle pinstriping, a nod to old-school artistry without being loud. The seat continues to be a low-slung, deeply padded design that puts you just 737 millimeters from the ground, making it incredibly accessible for riders of all heights. Bajaj listened to long-distance riders and reworked the foam density for better support on rides that stretch into hours. The pillion seat remained slightly raised and now comes standard with a backrest that's marginally taller, giving passengers extra security. Chrome side covers sparkle under sunlight and flow into the long, sweeping exhaust that carries a matte black heat shield and a polished tip. Alloy wheels with a 17-inch front and 15-inch rear setup keep the stance muscular while tubeless tires add convenience and safety. Walking around to the back, you'll notice the rear fender now extends slightly farther to keep road spray off your back in monsoon conditions. The LED tail lamp is brighter and more compact, with clear lens indicators that match the updated headlight aesthetic. Bajaj has tucked the license plate holder neatly into the fender, and the rear shocks, finished in black with adjustable preload, remain twin units to keep that old-school cruiser vibe while offering surprisingly good ride quality on rough roads. The chain guard is a small touch but now features a brushed metal finish that ties in with the exhaust accents. Of course, the soul of the Avenger 220 lies in its engine, and for 2025 Bajaj continues with the proven 220cc single-cylinder, oil-cooled DTS-i engine, refined further to meet the latest Bharat Stage 6 Phase 2 emission norms. This unit produces a healthy 19 PS of power at around 8,500 revolutions per minute and 17.5 Nm of torque at 7,000 revolutions per minute, which may sound modest on paper but delivers exactly the kind of relaxed, torquey pull you expect from a cruiser. The 5-speed gearbox remains smooth with well-spaced ratios. First and second are short for easy city crawls, while fifth lets you lope along at highway speeds with the engine barely breaking a sweat. Fuel injection keeps throttle response crisp and cold starts effortless, while a new exhaust baffle design gives the bike a deeper, more satisfying thump that resonates without being obnoxious. Performance on the road is where the Avenger 220 shows its true charm. It's not built for knee-down corner carving, yet it holds its line with confidence thanks to a well-balanced double cradle frame and a low center of gravity. In city traffic, the low seat height and light clutch make it easy to weave and filter, and the wide handlebar provides good leverage when you need to swerve around obstacles. Out on the open highway, it will happily cruise between 90 and 100 km per hour all day, with a top speed hovering around 120 km per hour for those moments when you need to overtake quickly. The bike curb weight sits just over 160 kg, heavy enough to feel planted yet light enough to push around a parking lot without strain. The suspension tuning is soft enough to soak up potholes and speed breakers, and the twin rear shocks can be adjusted to accommodate extra luggage or a pillion. Braking duties are handled by a 280mm front disc with single-channel ABS and a 130mm rear drum. While some riders might wish for a rear disc, the setup provides predictable stopping power and maintains the classic look. Bajaj has slightly retuned the front brake for more bite at the lever, and the feel is noticeably firmer than before. Combined with the grippy MRF Zapper tires, you get a reassuring sense of control even when the roads are slick. Living with the Avenger 220 day-to-day is about comfort and practicality. The analog-digital instrument cluster keeps things simple. A large analog speedometer surrounded by a digital fuel gauge, trip meter, and odometer. There's even a small digital clock so you can keep track of time on long rides. The switchgear includes a handy hazard light button and backlit keys for nighttime convenience. Bajaj claims a real-world mileage of 35 to 40 km per liter depending on riding style, which means that 13-liter tank can take you close to 450 km before you need a refill, making it an efficient companion for weekend getaways. Price has always been part of the Avenger's appeal, and Bajaj continues that tradition for 2025. In most Indian cities the ex-showroom price hovers around 1.55 to 1.60 lakh rupees, varying slightly depending on local taxes and color options. Considering the cruiser style, refined engine, and the brand's widespread service network, it represents solid value for riders who want big bike attitude without the intimidating price tag. Bajaj also offers optional accessories like a taller touring windscreen, saddlebag mounts, and engine guards so you can personalize your Avenger for commuting or cross-country touring. Spending time with the 2025 Bajaj Avenger 220 reminds you why this motorcycle has survived market trends and shifting tastes for so many years. It doesn't try to be a sport bike or an adventure machine. Instead it doubles down on easygoing ergonomics, reliable performance, and timeless design. It welcomes new riders with its approachable seat height and manageable power, while giving experienced riders a laid-back escape from the aggressive posture of modern sport bikes. Whether you're carving through city streets after work or heading out on a Sunday ride with friends, the Avenger offers that classic cruiser feeling at a price that keeps your wallet happy. If you're considering a new motorcycle that blends classic styling with everyday practicality, the 2025 Avenger 220 deserves a long look and an even longer test ride. It continues to be a motorcycle that's more about the journey than the destination, delivering comfort, style, and a hint of that old school spirit we all crave when we twist the throttle. That's it for today's detailed ride through. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make